Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing great. I just wanted to make this video. I was up really late last night watching the election and I just had to turn it off because I don't know. I think it was like Kamala Harris had like 170 and then Trump had like 130 or something, but don't quote me. I mean 230, and then I just was getting tired, man. I can't really stay up late anymore. But it was definitely kind of exciting to watch. I do enjoy watching them with all the information. You don't see that, but every 4 years. And then also, too, I wanted to make this video because I want to share a topic. I'm going to have probably some random stuff in this video because I'm kind of a random guy. In the way my brain works, I think of like a bunch of stuff at once. But I have a topic for this video. The topic is 9 to 5. Like, should you keep your 9 to 5 or should you work for yourself? Is the 9 to 5 a trap? I'm not sure what I'm going to make the title, but is the 9 to 5 a trap? Or should you go out and venture on your own? Or is that a trap? This is just my opinion. But I would also say, too, I would always recommend, okay, if you have an itch or a desire, like, for example, I thought about spraying, lawns, like being an applicator, on my own. But I don't want to deal with the chemicals. I don't think the chemicals are all great. I don't want to get sprayed with them. Stuff happens. It gets all over your gloves, and you're fighting kind of a losing battle because, in my opinion, I know this is going off on a tangent, but in my opinion, the weeds are always going to be there. So the customer, the customers are happy if you're on top of it. But the minute, something happens, you could have fantastic, like a perfect yard, no weeds, and then one day fungus, or one day army worms. So I decided kind of against it. And then also, too, a guy who gave me he gave me 2 loads of wood. He's like, yeah, this guy, I got this truck from a farmer, and he had all types of cancer from spraying, the field. And I was like, well, that's, a sign I don't need to do that. And I'm fine. I enjoy mowing as well. Like, probably more. It just takes longer. So that's my 2 cents on that. But back to my point is, I would never, if you have a desire, I would always say, hey, weigh the pros and cons, write it down, pros and cons, that way you can see it on paper, like a pro for, should I start my own business? A pro would be, you can work for yourself. Today, last night I stayed up late and I woke up late today. I'm working for myself. I did some of my schedule earlier this week. I work for myself, but I also have to do, have a CPA do my taxes. I have to keep certain records. So there's pros and cons. If you have a 9 to 5, maybe they offer insurance. My company, I don't offer insurance. So I'm on my own. I have to buy an insurance plan, which is more expensive because you can't just call up, hey, Progressive Healthcare, I need insurance. What's a quote? They don't do it like that. So don't ask me why, but you can't. There's only a certain amount of time that you have to get a health insurance policy. So pros would be for the 9 to 5 would be, hey, we offer insurance. We offer other benefits. So you have to weigh your options. But I'll get into it in more depth, and I'll probably have some random clips for you. I'm at a property here. I got to do some little light cleanup, leaf cleanup, nothing much. And then in the back, it has way more in the back. But yeah, this hill, the camera doesn't do it justice, but this hill is literally one of my steepest hills. It's almost not doable with my lawnmower, but I make it work. And then I used to push mow it because it was just easier. But yeah, I'll have more random stuff for you guys. And I got my coffee. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. I'll check back in. Well, I got my first property done for the day. That's what I get for waking up late. But oh well, I'm still ahead. So, and what I mean is, what I'm talking about is this rainage, and I got leaves to do. Oh, I need to get that. Don't leave that right there. Alex, why'd you do that? I gotta clean that up real quick. But yeah, anyway, I got leaves to do, and I'm not trying to mulch leaves when they're all wet. So I may have to, today is Thursday. No, today is Wednesday. So I may have to double up tomorrow, or double up Friday, or the weekend. So it's just how it goes. Get your schedules right, get your route tight, get it all right, so you don't have a fight. But rain happens. Unfortunately, I don't really have any lawns I can do right now in the rain, because I have a bush job to do, and those I can do in the rain. But I'm not gonna do I'm gonna do the bush job, then mow. So I can do the debris. I'm not gonna sit there and mow it and then come back and trim the bushes. So yeah, I'll probably just wait. But yeah, that's rain number 1 for the day. Late start. Rain, go away. And I should have got out earlier, man. I was just hanging out. It's hard, man. You hang out with your family. I love my family, so I hang out with them. And I worry about mowing secondary, so then it bites me. But maybe it'll dry up. Who knows? Guys, this is what we're working with. I'm back at my house. We're working with some wet weather, boys and girls. But I got this. So I'm gonna get my fan. I blew it off, and I usually run if it gets wet, I run a fan on it just to dry it faster, so it's not sitting in its own wetness, So I gotta run and get my fan real quick. That's just what I do. Do you have to do that? Nope. But I don't want it, like, all this little zinc coating will wear off and start rusting and it'll just start looking all like this, decayed looking. And I don't prefer that. So I gotta get my fan. So I've been home for a couple hours. I was catching up on some paperwork that I was behind on. Basically just keeping track of my numbers. I've just been busy, with the kids and YouTube and some other stuff, So sometimes you gotta take the time and do the work and put in the time. But yeah, I'll show you. I'm eating some lunch here. This is what my wife made. She made some kind of like prepped little packets. So it's good for like a little lunch, because it's not gonna be, 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 it's not g be a whole lot. Like, I can eat a lot. Like, that's a pretty good size lunch. Not large, but not small. So that's what I'm up to. And you'll notice I got a lot of seasoning on it, and I have a lot of salt on the egg. I have to eat a lot of salt because I don't. I eat a lot of salt, and I drink a lot of electrolytes because I don't eat a lot of carbs. So the most carbs I get is gonna be from my coffees. But yeah, I got caught up, and I wanted to talk more about the subject that I have, but I think I'm gonna have some footage in there as well, and I may chime in with that. But basically, there's two. My opinion, the way society kind of raises us up is, they say, hey, when you're in school, you're little, you're in school, and you're like, hey, stay in a single file line. Hey, we eat lunch at this time. Hey, we do this at this time. You have to ask to go to the bathroom. You have to do this. You know what I mean? You can't miss a day. Then you take work home. Homework. Like, why do we have these poor kids going to school? Like me, I was a poor, not a poor kid, but it was horrible. I just wanted to play. So I go to school from like 7, when I was in elementary, 7 to like 3, and then I have to come home and do homework, and by the time I'm done with that, I got to go to bed, eat and go to bed, and then wake back up and stand out and catch the bus. So my point is, they make you jump through all these hoops. They put everyone in the same category, and if you're not fitting in that realm, then you're bad or not good. So that's how they set you up. So then they set you up to eventually, you have to have a good education to have a good job, right? They don't really teach you about taxes. They don't really teach you how to balance a checkbook. Not a lot of people have checkbooks, but they should still teach you. They don't teach you how a mortgage works. They don't teach you how taxes work. I may have already said that, but it's pretty important. It's a pretty important life skills to be taught, So not saying like a subject like geometry isn't as important, but how about a car loan? Do they teach you how a simple interest loan works? No. Do they teach you about credit? No. You know what I mean? These are the things that. Do they teach you about a credit card? That's a super important one, right? No. So that's things you kind of got to learn on your own that school can't help you with, or someone else can teach you, or you can do your own research. But in my mind, here's another one, okay? I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But in my mind, how about what to do when you get pulled over by a police officer? That would help. Teach them maybe to put their hands up on the wheels and say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Don't argue with the officer. Teach you your rights. So long story, but it kind of sets you up to be an employee mindset instead of entrepreneurial or owner, operator, or company. Open your own company, start up your own company type of thing. Think outside of the box. So that was my problem. I always would work at the 9 to 5s and be like, hey, why are you guys doing it like this? I did it this way and it's way faster. And they'd be like, no, no, you can't do it that way. Why? It's faster. If they are doing it correctly but faster, then why? So those kind of silly little things, like the 9 to 5, it wasn't for me. To me, it seemed like a trap. I want to be able to say, hey, to myself, because I'm my boss, hey, I need to take this day off to go to the dentist. Or if you ask them that, you ask your boss, hey, boss, I need to go to the dentist. Well, do you have someone to cover your shift? No. Well, you need to find someone to cover your shift. You can't just get the day off and not have someone to cover your shift. Like, okay, well, in my mind, I would be like, hey, well, I'm telling you, the boss, so can you help me cover the shift by finding someone? Because you are the boss, not me. That's my mentality. I'm an employee, And then, in my opinion, you have less benefits tax-wise if you're an employee. If you're like a W-2 employee, in my opinion. But anyways, so you have to decide if working for yourself, if you can wake up. Me, I'm kind of a procrastinator. I woke up late, but I have my little routine that I do. I like to hang out with my family a little extra. So as long as my stuff is not affected and I can get it done, then I'm okay with that. Now, if it starts being a problem, then I will change it. So if you can do it, like if you can have the diligence to wake up and do the work for yourself, then why not try? That's my opinion. I would never steer someone away from trying. I would always say, hey, go start your business. But I would always ask them, like, hey, is there a need for it? Like, do you want to be a barber? Do you want to be a mechanic? Do you want to be a lawyer? I know a lawyer, you got to work for a firm, but you can have your own firm. Do you even kind of like, you could even put in subcontracting in there. Like if you work for somebody else, but you're a sub, that would still work for me. Mainly I want the control of my life and the freedom. So that's what's important to me. But with that, you lose some stability. So just food for thought. And I hope everyone's doing good. And I'll have some footage for you guys. I'm going to eat my lunch.